What is up, side hustlers, entrepreneurs, business builders, and dream makers? Welcome to the Settle Your Side Hustle podcast, episode 34. So great to be back in your earbuds once again, as we are every single day of the week, 5 days out of the week. So every weekday. So good to be with you once again. And today is the day where we're going to be talking about something that is super important for anybody who's having any success in growing their business. One of the things you're going to realize is that the first problem that you need to overcome is, how do I get clients? But the next problem you need to overcome is, how do I fulfill for those clients? And that's something that's very easy to do when you only have one client. But the more clients you get, the harder time management becomes, the harder organization becomes, the more scattered you become. One of the things that you've probably noticed over the weeks, if you've been watching this show, is that the books on my desk are stacking up, right? And that looks incredibly unorganized and cluttered. But I want to talk to you about how to make sure that you are not unorganized and cluttered, because this is not my workspace. This is my workspace. For those of you listening, I just said the books are not my workspace, but the computer is my workspace. So a couple things that I am going to recommend that you start implementing sooner rather than later. Implement it before you need it. That way, by the time you need it, it's already a habit. These are going to be really beneficial for you because, frankly, in my own business, I realized that as soon as I have about 4 clients, suddenly time management becomes important. It becomes easy when you have around 4 clients to not remember something important for one of your clients. And so there's a couple of simple solutions to that we're going to dig into today. First, so important here. First, it's super important that you actually have something that is functionally a task manager. So this could be an Asana or a Trello that are free tools. You can have a to-do list as long as you have a rolling to-do list. So if every single day your pattern is that you start off with looking at your to-do list from yesterday and looking at what didn't get done and what did get done, and then constructing a new to-do list for today, that can be sufficient. As long as you also have something in that system that allows you to remember when deadlines are, that can be sufficient. Generally speaking, I would actually recommend using a task manager, using something like a Trello board. That way you can actually visually see where everything's at in a process. And as the more ironed in and focused you are on what specifically you do, the easier it'll be to make a flow that works for all cases. If you do a lot of different things for a lot of different clients, it's still actually workable, because you can still set up a task manager so that you can have tasks that are not complete and then tasks that are complete. And when these tasks have to be completed on a weekly or a monthly basis, you can actually set in triggers that they just get moved back. And so it becomes really simple to just see what I need to do at any given point in time. I highly, highly recommend a task manager if you're doing services. And when you're first starting out, it's just you. All right, so you're going to be the person running this. But as it grows, as your business grows, you can start adding team members to your Trello board, and they can start being put in charge of these tasks. And then as you go, you can have a team manager, and then you can step out of that, and then you're working entirely on the business and you're no longer working in the business. Highly recommend doing that as soon as possible. In the meantime, let's have systems that we know are going to work for us at scale. And having something like a Trello board or Asana is going to be an easy way to do that. And they're free tools. At least they're free in most use cases. Eventually, you might get to a point where you have to pay for them. But at the point that you have to pay for them, you're going to be able to afford to pay for them. The next step in this is time management. And so when it comes to time management, there's really 2 strategies that I implement that work really well for my time management. One is that I actually just have set aside times that are dedicated to working on the business. These are strategy. These are how is the business performing, looking at all my KPIs, and they're pulling myself out of it and not doing internal tasks, but really just analyzing how is the business doing. I also set aside certain blocks that are for specific in the business tasks. For example, as a solopreneur, I'm doing all of my own marketing. So I have specific in the business tasks that are marketing driven. Maybe they're social media marketing. So I'm putting posts on social media. They're following up with past leads, those types of tasks. I also have blocked out time for those. And then I try my best to keep my schedule as open as possible, because I get on calls with people all the time. Zoom calls, and the Zoom calls are where I'm most likely to make my money. So I have these windows blocked out, and they don't take a huge amount of time, frankly. You can block out an hour for you, or what I do is I block out an hour a day for on the business thinking. And then I also block out an hour or 2 a day for in the business marketing. And then the next step in that is, on a daily basis, people can't schedule a Zoom call with me same day. I won't let it happen because it wrecks my schedule if that happens. So on a daily basis, one of the first things I do is I look at my calendar for the day and I look at the openings and I fill those openings with windows that are meant for client work tasks, doing things that I've promised I'm going to do for clients. When doing those types of tasks, I highly recommend doing something that's called a Pomodoro technique. And a Pomodoro technique is leveraging your attention span as effectively as possible. So what I do for my Pomodoros, and we could do an entire episode, actually a longer training than what my episodes normally are, on what a Pomodoro is and why it works. But right now, instead of getting into all the science of it, I'm just going to share with you what you should do with it. So what I do is I have 42-minute focus windows. That's as long as I can focus on a task and be productive. So 42-minute focus windows. And then I have 18 minutes break windows. And the only reason that they're 18 minutes is because that makes an even hour and it makes it very easy to do my schedule. So 42 minutes on, 18 minutes off. You need at least 10-minute breaks, by the way, for this to work. But those breaks are not me wasting time and doing nothing. So what I do is I do 42 minutes of deep work. I'm going to take care of this client. I'm going to, before I start, say, what are my goals for this window? For example, my goal for my Pomodoro window right now is that I get this podcast out. That's the big goal for right now. And I also want to get tomorrow's podcast ready and prepared because it's already been recorded because it's an interview. So those are kind of what I'm doing focus window wise, right? And those 18-minute segments, I don't do nothing. I do something different. Maybe I go for a walk because that's healthy and it helps my brain, helps my mental health, right? Maybe I clean the house. And what I want those 18-minute windows to be fundamentally is movement based. I don't want to be sitting around doing nothing and thinking. But sometimes in those windows, I go, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and read. Right? I'm just going to relax. And so I can still be productive as long as I'm not doing the same type of task. As long as I'm not thinking in the same way, I can still be productive in the breaks. So those are kind of, I don't know if that was 2 or 3, however you want to count it. Those are kind of my recommendations on what I've learned the last 8 years of running side hustle style businesses and in the last 10 months of being full-time in business. What I would highly recommend doing is setting up your business in that way where you have blocked out times for specific types of tasks. Inside those windows, you're using the Pomodoro technique to maximize your time. And then everything that you need to do is tracked in a way that's conducive, something like a Trello board or Asana, something that is a task manager. And that way, as you scale, all of these systems continue working. That is my advice for you guys. That is what I wanted to talk about with you today. Tomorrow, I have a very special guest on, a good friend of mine. I've known him for years, and well, you're going to hear all about it tomorrow. So I'm not going to say any more spoilers on that. Tomorrow's going to be a fun talk. Today was a fun talk. Guys, if you're trying to grow your own business, if you're trying to scale and get to the next level, if you are, hey, I want to start a business, but I don't know what to do, or hey, I know what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it, or actually I'm doing it, but I don't know where my next client's coming from. If you're in any of those 3 camps, then I have a very special gift for you. The link is in the description. What I have is a solution to all 3 of those problems. Solution number 1, if you don't know what you want to do, I have a list of 50 proven side hustles you can start today with just a laptop. You can go ahead and get that for free. If you know what you want to do, but you don't know how to do it, then solution number 2, I have a free Facebook group where I do a training every single Monday where I dig deep into exactly how to do it. If you know what you want to do, but you don't know where your next customer is coming from, well, good news. I have something for you as well. It's inside that Facebook group as well. I will be teaching you how to get to the next level, how to get consistent clients. All of this is available for you no matter which step you're on in the link in the description. So go ahead and get that link, get all the goodies. It's going to give you the goodies and then redirect you to the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group. I love you so much. I will talk to you tomorrow. God bless.